What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, Retro. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be reviewing Lizard of Oz, Ozzy Osbourne's debut album. I've heard the hits. I've heard Mr. Crowley. I've heard Crazy Train. I want to listen to the album for the first time and tell you what I think about it. I'm not going to give like this big, huge like review. I want to tell you guys how I feel about it, how I connect with it, what songs I like, what I didn't like about it. But looking on the Wikipedia page, I know it's not the greatest source of information. It's Ozzy's debut album, released on September 12th, 1980 in the UK, and on March 27th, 1981 in the United States. Uh, it was Ozzy's first release following the firing, probably following his firing from Black Sabbath in 1979. Mostly written by Randy Rhoads, guitarist, Bob Daisley, the bassist, and Ozzy in a live rehearsal in Monmouth, Wales. What else? The band recorded demos of the songs I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, and You Looking at Me, Looking at You in Birmingham in early 1980 with ex-Lone Star drummer Dixie Lee. They wanted Dixie Lee to come, but, that didn't happen. They ended up going with Lee Kerslake as their permanent drummer for the album. First track written was Goodbye to Romance, which is, we'll get more into that, I think. But let's actually get into the music. Let's see what this album is all about. I'm actually very excited. Let's get into it. I don't know. Let's actually. How did that really make me feel? Very, very like power. Not power. It's not super powerful. It's not like really heavy. Very, very early '80s, like Judas Priest almost. I felt like this song was really good. It's not anything special to me. It's not like it's not like something that I'm trying to be nice here. It's a good song. It's just it's not really a hard for me to explain. I'm doing my best here. We're live reacting to this. The song is good. I really like the softness in the middle parts. I really like the heaviness of it. The Randy Rhoads guitar solo is really good. I just feel like it isn't one of those songs that like is gonna pull me in. Maybe it's something different for someone else, but for me, it didn't pull me in like other songs so far. I mean, this is the first track, so who knows? It's a really good song, but it's not their best song that I've heard. Okay, we're going to move on to Crazy Train. Let's actually look up something about I Don't Know. Let's look up I Don't Know. Maybe there's like something in there that I don't know. It doesn't really say anything. Maybe there's some like meaning behind it. It's powerful. It's good, Okay, it's an all right song. We'll just leave it at that. We'll move on. Let's go. Okay, there's not a lot to say about this song that already hasn't been said, dude. The guitar playing in the song is impeccable. But listen to it on these stereo headphones, these studio headphones. Dude, I have said this thousands and thousands of times before as a guitar player, as a musician, songwriter. Not the greatest songwriter or musician, but bass is the glue. Without any bass in the song, I feel like music sounds flat and too high, like too much treble is not good. The bass is the glue. Like those of you that like make fun of bass players, I know it's all in jest, but like dude, without the bass, your music sounds like crap. Just my opinion. And This song, the bass adds so much to it. Really listen to it. It's like it it's like the driving force along with the drums. It's an amazing thing. Ozzy, of course, I've always found him very spectacular, very unique with his voice. He almost sounds like he's like begging and like not whining, but like he's like begging people. He's like begging like everyone to stop fighting in this song. At least from my perspective, the way I'm listening to it, the way I'm reacting to it. It may be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But spectacular song. Let's listen to the next song, "Goodbye to Romance," which was actually written by Randy Rhoads, inspired by Johann Pachelbel, however you say it, canon in D. And I've heard this song. I love it. This is my favorite song, either 1A or 1B of my favorite songs that I've ever heard from Ozzy. Goodbye to Romance is a great song. I really felt the longing, but also at the end, Ozzy talks about moving forward and looking for better days, looking for better days. And I think we should all keep that in mind. Like things could be bad right now for some people, but always look forward because tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow's could be a better day. You never know. And the guitar solo in this is very reminiscent of. I see the influence from Pachelbel's canon. Pachelbel, I don't know how to pronounce his name well, but also the little organ horn type synth section at the end is very beautiful. This is just an all around beautiful song, and it sounds like a late 60s, mid 60s song. It could have came out in what, 1981? It's so good. It's such a good song. Next up we have D, which is a 49-second interlude. I don't know if I'm gonna fully react to this one because it's so short. I might give my thoughts about it at the end, but let's just get into it. Very Baroque period guitar playing, very beautiful. Let's move on. Not much to say about it. Next up is Suicide Solution. I don't know anything about the song. I don't know if I've ever heard it, but we might be in for a little bit of a surprise. Let's see how I feel about it. Evil thoughts and evil doing. I like it. Not a world beater of a song, but I like it. A lot of ambient noises, like feedback and some like echoing. Ozzy's voice echoes throughout like different parts. Reminds me of some parts of The Wall by Pink Floyd. Pretty good. Not really my favorite song. It's a very basic song, but it sounds like a march a little bit, but it's overall good. It's okay. It's an okay song. Not the greatest, but I could listen to it again. Let's move on to Mr. Crowley, and I'll read you a little bit of an excerpt from their Wikipedia page. A song by heavy metal singer Ozzy Osbourne. The song begins with a keyboard solo by Don Airey, who says, "I just cleared the band out of the studio and said, come back in half an hour. Ozzy came back, heard it, and said, you just plugged into my head, man." And so this song, the guitar solo, the first guitar solo by Randy Rhoads, became one of the best known in heavy metal. It was ranked 20th place in the list of best guitar solos by readers of Guitar World. And it's considered the 23rd greatest heavy metal song of all time. So this song is actually about occultist Aleister Crowley, not Crowley. In the song it's Crowley, but his actual name is pronounced Crowley. I don't recommend the occult, but I am very interested in this song. It's one of my favorites could possibly tie for Goodbye to Romance as my favorite Ozzy song. Let's get into it. This song is so good. The bass, it's underrated bass playing, in my opinion. Um, Obviously, you have the instrumental in the beginning, the organ. The lyrics are crazy, and like Ozzy's voice is very like he's yelling to this person, to Alistair, and like like almost like it's hard to say, but Ozzy really pushes his voice, like almost like a bellow or a like a yelling to someone or like a scream, not a scream, but like he's almost like ah, like almost like a warning, in my opinion. At least that's what I get from the song. It may be different from you. But next up is No Bone Movies. I haven't heard this song before. Um, so far the album's good. It's it's not something special. It's not like the greatest album of all time, but it's a good album so far. Let's get into the next song. Sorry, Ozzy fans. I didn't like the song. It was okay. It was a hard rock song, very repetitive. The guitar playing was good. I couldn't feel it. I didn't feel it. It wasn't that good of a song, but we'll move on to the next song. Yeah, it wasn't that great of a song. I think this might have been the throwaway song. It is the shortest song on the album. Next up, maybe the longest song at 6 minutes and 9 seconds, called Revelation, Mother Earth. All right, guys, you guys almost had me with that one. It started out really pretty, very classical, like Bach type music. Even Ozzy's voice sounded really good in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, you guys they switched to this like very loud. I couldn't really hear Ozzy's voice. And I felt Ozzy's note choices were a little off for the song in some parts. But overall, that song instrumentally was awesome. It was an instrumentally beautiful song, very, very beautiful, and then it pushes it forward. And like the final solo is just like, dude, it's so ear catching. But man, that could have been so good, so much better than it was. It's a good song, but it could have been so much better had they gone a different way with it a little bit in some parts. But the second to last song is called Steal Away the Night. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get into it. Another song that I felt, if they'd gone in a little bit of a different direction, could have been really good. It was an alright song. Kind of was falling in and out of it. I like the da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Like that part was really good, but it felt a little out of place with the rest of the song. Um, Randy Rhoads, of course, is a great guitar player. Ozzy is good, but we're on the final track. It's called "Look You Looking at Me, Looking at You." Haven't heard this song. 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Let's get into it, and I will tell you my final thoughts at the end. A lot of good ideas in that song. I love the vamping in the chorus. Randy Rhoads comes through on the guitar solos. Ozzy in the chorus, I love. There's a lot to be desired in the verses, I think. A lot of things to be desired in musically in the verses. I didn't feel the whole song. There were parts that I liked about it, parts that I didn't like about it. So I just reviewed the whole album. I listened to the whole album. My final thoughts was just an okay album. It's not the greatest album I've ever heard. It's got a lot of great ideas and a lot of missed opportunities, in my opinion. Revelation, Mother Earth, could have been such a good song. It probably could have been my favorite song if they went in a totally different direction. I love the hits, of course. Crazy Train. I love Goodbye to Romance. I think that's the best song on the album. Mr. Crowley is great. But other than that, a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of things left to be desired. This has been Resurretro. Let me know what you think in the comments, whether I'm full of crap or not. But to me, it was just an okay album, and I would listen to it again, maybe. But I don't even think Ozzy's considered like metal, in my opinion. I know he's like the godfather of metal. I don't know the terminology, but this wasn't really what I know as metal music. But it was just an okay album. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell to see more videos. I do a lot of game reviews. I go on twitch.tv/Resurretro to see me play games that you see on this channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what I should review next. All right, adios.